case, this is a moment for the community there in Chicago who, just like us, have seen all of the twists and turns of this case over the last many months.
Yeah, you couldn't write a reality TV show better than the one that's played out since January 29th. I honestly feel like when we see the superintendent and the mayor later on and they have their news conference, I'm wondering if they're going to punch back at some of the things that were said here today. I'm told not a lot of people knew about this deal. And in fact, when this sort of happened and the charges were going to be dropped, people were surprised. They were shocked. There was a buzz in this courtroom that people weren't anticipating this. They felt so strongly about the information that had been given to everybody about this investigation. They just thought this was headed for a plea deal, not for charges being dropped completely. And then when you hear that and you see everything that's happening, and then he stands in front of the mic. But one thing I will say is he was restrained. If you remember that interview he did with Robin Roberts, I mean, he was...
he looked high as a kite, right?
He obviously...
Like he was getting high all last night. Like, I'm going to get fucked up. And then this came to court. And his lawyer was like, yo, you going to beat this. And he's like, for real? I've been up all night doing me.
Many of us don't know. There's something that she said here that a lot of people didn't pick up on, I think. Parts of this is going to be sealed. So I'm wondering if we're ever going to get a chance to see all the evidence that was involved in this case. Because, of course, as a reporter, I would love to go through this and see how police arrived to the location they did. What did the Darrow brothers say to them that made them go out so strongly and say this? And you have to remember, it's two different entities. Will the police department now look at the state's attorney's office and say, hey, you guys left us hanging to dry on this one, and will they say anything more about what they feel about this? Will the mayor come forward, Mayor Rahm Emanuel, will he say how he feels about this case finally? There's so many questions about this, but every single week from the time this case has unfolded, you've got new bits of evidence that sort of just boggle your mind in terms of what's the next twist and what's the next turn. There, the question was asked, do you want to see the two men charged who allegedly attacked you? And there was that pause there. No one really wanted to answer that question. So what happens next? Because honestly, you can't have all these man hours. You can't have something happen and a crime be reported and then nothing happens from there. This is just going to all go away. I think that's the question here. And there's a credibility factor, I think, in all of this. There are people's credibilities on the line when it comes to this. Not only Jussie Smollett's credibility, but then you have to start thinking about the police department, the city, and the state's attorney's office. All this has been sort of swirling around. And then I brought this up before. You think about all the things that this has touched. You think about Northwestern Hospital, where they had to fire more than a dozen workers who apparently went in and looked at his medical files against their HIPAA rules, and they were all fired. So this, on every single step of this, you see another drop. And on top of that, just think, this was not captured on video because of the fact the camera was pointed in a different direction. So we don't even have that. But we do know that detectives apparently were able to track them in using rideshare. We go through those steps from there. We know they're both dark-skinned African-American males. So why was the conversation of white skin ever a part of this conversation? We believed for a while that maybe two white men had allegedly attacked Jussie Smollett. Well, that wasn't the case. So what happened from there? And then this here today, they were saying that he paid them for personal training. So why or how did they tell the police that it was something different? At some point, we need to talk to the Darrow brothers' attorneys as well.
Right, and one of the things you heard from Patricia Brown Holmes, who was the attorney for Jussie Smollett, her message for the police was don't try cases in public. And we, of course, remember that epic press conference from the Chicago police superintendent who was indignant about what he called a hoax perpetrated by Jussie Smollett.
Yeah, I think the one thing that's
so Jussie just beat his case. I'm not even going to BS y'all. I'm happy for the dude. I'm happy that he beat his case. I'm happy that he got up out of that because he was looking at a whole bunch of time. And like, I guess, we got to pay attention to what's going to happen with Kels now. Because they might be giving us this one, but they like, it ain't going to happen 2 times. So be careful, Kels. You might be the next one up on the chopping block. I don't know what y'all thinking out there, but yo, this might be a situation to pay attention to because, these things don't happen for no reason. Stuff like this do not happen for no reason. So Jussie just beat it, but what about Kels? What's your opinion? We'd like to know. Share and like. Get 'em!